Sir, you need to take your mute off.
Yes,
there
ma'am.
we go. Did you hear me?
Can you hear?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. So you
Yes,
swear to
ma'am,
tell
I
the
heard
truth? Thank you. And your answer? Do you swear to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Okay, and
Yes, I do.
we have an objection to a reset. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
This case
Yes,
is
ma'am.
here for a modification and a confirmation of arrears. Mr. Williams is requesting a reset to hire an attorney. I believe Ms. Williams is objecting to that reset. The state is also ready to proceed.
Okay, and sir, why haven't you hired an attorney before now?
The first time the case was reset because Mr. Williams did not appear, and I really didn't have a chance to. And the second time, today, I'm just being aware of, I didn't know that we would have trial and everything would be set today. And also, I need to obtain a lawyer because I haven't seen my daughter in almost a year since me and Miss Williams. So, and also, I have two other child support cases in Louisiana. So I just want to make sure I get everything clear with my lawyer and everything like that, ma'am.
Okay, well, I'm going to deny your request for a reset, and I am ready to proceed. So if you'll please proceed.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Your Honor, I sent over an exhibit to the court. I don't know if that was possession right now, however.
Is it the exhibit of the child support payments?
The pay record, yes, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. And I believe that my coordinator is getting that prepared right. Thank you.
Okay, I'll proceed at this time, Your Honor.
Yes, please.
The court, I would ask, Your Honor, that the court take judicial notice of the prior order signed on June 25th of 2019. In that order, the court ordered Mr. Troy Williams to pay $172 for medical support beginning July 1st of 2019, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. Court will take judicial notice.
Thank you. The state calls Ariane Darlene Williams. Miss Williams, you are the mother,
Yes,
Tiana Nola Williams. Is that correct?
yes.
And how old is Tiana?
She's 3 years old.
Okay. And in the last order that you did in 2019, you did not set support in that child support in that order. Is that correct, ma'am?
Correct.
All right. And why did you not set child support in that 2019 order?
Oh, because me and Mr. Troy decided to work it out and live together.
Okay. And so since 2019, you have stopped living together. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And based on the fact that you were not living together, today you're asking that the court set some child support in this case. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, please.
All right. And you're asking for upward modification, basically. Is that correct, Ms. Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And to your knowledge, do you have any private health insurance available for Tiana?
Yes.
And what type of insurance do you have available?
Medicaid.
Okay. Do you know if Mr. Williams has any private health insurance available for your daughter?
No, ma'am. I don't know.
Okay. Do you know where Mr. Williams is currently working at right now, ma'am?
No.
Okay. Do you know if Mr. Williams has any other children under 18 that he pays child support for?
Yes.
Okay. How many other children under 18 Mr. Williams has that he pays child support for?
Two others.
Okay. Okay. And so you understand that this court will give him credit in the calculation of that support at this time?
Yes.
Okay. Now, since 2019, has there ever been any incidents of family violence between you or Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the issue of family violence between you and Mr. Williams?
What was it?
What happened between you and Mr. Williams regarding family violence?
We used to get into a lot of altercations, and he started stalking me and things. So he have a protection order against him. 2 years.
Okay. Okay, 2-year protective order. And do you remember the year that order was signed, ma'am?
Yes, it was June. I believe it was June of 2020. Yes, June of 2020.
Okay. And does that protective order include no contact with your daughter? Do you know?
It wasn't supposed to, but I believe he cannot go to any like of her daycare. He can't come to the home. So I'm thinking yes. I'm not sure
Okay. So,
because I know
okay,
he
so
told them
based
no,
on that,
but
No, that's not correct.
so based on that protective order, are you asking that the court issue a finding of family violence in this case, ma'am, today?
yes,
Okay. And do you believe that if Mr. Williams had your address or phone number that caused you harm or harassment?
yes.
Wow.
Okay. And when's the last time that you spoke to Mr. Williams?
Since I want to say since February or March of 2020. That's the last time.
Okay. And in the 2019 order, you guys agreed to do visitation on an agreement between the parties. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when's the last time Mr. Williams visited with his daughter?
Since we moved out, when I moved out of his house, then that was either I think it was February or March of 2020. That's the last time he saw her.
Okay. So it has been a year since he's seen his daughter.
About yes, a year or something.
Now, as far as the arrears on this case, I sent you a pay record. Did it show that Mr. Williams was in arrears on this case for the medical support obligation?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I would like to offer into evidence what is marked as State's Exhibit A, the updated pay record in this case.
And does anybody have any objection to Exhibit A being admitted so that I can look at it? Any legal objection?
The only thing I can say is Williams got together in 2020.
Okay, and that's not a legal objection. Do you have any legal objection to the document?
Oh, no.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Exhibit A is admitted.
I'm sorry, I do. I'm sorry.
Yes.
As far as it did not say that that I could not far as seeing my daughter, what Miss Williams was saying.
And I'm going to give you your turn in just a moment to talk about that issue. We're just talking about this paper right now. Okay, thank you. So Exhibit A is admitted and you may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Ms. Williams, if you looked at that pay record with the arrears, based on the date of 5/31 of 2021, does a medical support arrear in the amount of $334.03 sound about right that he is behind in payments?
Yes.
Okay. And you would ask that the court order some type of payment on that that arrearage. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And if court costs are billed in this case, who do you believe the court should bill those court costs against, ma'am?
Yes.
I ask you the question again, Ms. Williams. Do you believe that the court should bill you for the court costs in this case, or do you believe the court should bill Mr. Williams for the court costs in this case?
Oh, Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams. The phone is breaking up so bad. I think it's my area.
Okay. I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor. I pass the witness.
Okay, and sir, do you have any questions for this witness?
The witness?
Yes, sir.
Yes, like I said, Your Honor, I haven't seen my daughter in a year
And I'm going to
almost.
stop you right
And I
there.
am.
I just want to know if you have any questions for the witness.
I'm sorry. You're break.
I'm sorry. Do you have a question you want to ask the witness? If so, you have to ask it in a question. I'm going to give you your turn to testify in just a moment. I just want to
Yes,
know, do
ma'am.
you want to ask her anything? Do you want to ask her any questions?
Yes, I just want to know.
Ask.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you may ask.
Can you?
I could, and then you went out.
Yes, I just wanted to know. I miss my daughter. When can I see?
Objection, Your Honor. There's not a question here.
Sustained. I'm going to let you testify in just a moment, sir. Call your next witness. Whoops, and he
Your
just,
Honor.
Mr. Williams, there you go. Can you unmute for me? You got muted again, sir. Can you unmute Mr. Williams?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. I can hear
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you.
The state calls
Yes,
Troy
sir.
Williams.
With,
Mr. Williams, you're the
24
father of,
Sir, give us one
my daughter,
moment.
Tina.
Just one moment, sir. I'm going to let the lawyer ask you some questions first. Go ahead, ma'am.
thank you. You're the father of Tiana Nola Williams. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you heard me read into the record or have the court take judicial notice that the last order in this case, 2019. Is that correct, sir?
I'm sorry, ma'am. You're breaking up again.
The last order in this case was in 2019, Mr. Williams. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct.
All right. And in the 2019 order, you did not set support in this case because Ms. Williams testified that you two were living together. Is that true?
Not at that time. We weren't living together. We reconciled about 2-3 months after that. About 2 months after that, ma'am.
Okay, but there was no child support in that 2019 order. Is that correct, sir?
No, it wasn't.
All right. And you understand today that Ms. Williams to set support in this case, sir?
I'm sorry. You're breaking up again.
Mr.
Can we
Williams,
ask the
you
question?
understand? Sure. You understand that Ms. Williams is asking the court to set child support in this case today, sir?
Yes, I do understand.
Okay. And when did you and Ms. Williams stop living together as a family unit?
I would say during the pandemic around 2020 in March or April, around April, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Okay. And are you currently employed right now, Mr. Williams?
Well, I'm currently employed, but we had got furloughed, and with the 6%, they wanted to decrease our pay to 6% because of the coronavirus. So right
Okay.
now, I'm still employed, but I'm furloughed, but I'm looking for another job at the moment also.
Okay. And what do you currently, where's your current company at right now?
It's the Wood Group company that you see.
Okay. And how much do you make an hour there, sir?
$25 an hour.
Is it just $25 an hour? No additional compensation?
25.87 something like, yeah, 25.87.
Okay, $25.87. Do you make any overtime, sir?
Occasionally, but we're set on a 4 schedule.
40 hours a week. So 40 hours a week on average is what you do.
Yes, ma'am, pretty much.
Now, do you have any other children under 18 that you do pay child support for, sir?
Yes, I do, ma'am. 2 of them in
Okay,
Louisiana.
Okay, how old are your children in Louisiana?
14 and 8.
Okay. And do you have any private health insurance available for Tiana? Private health or dental insurance available for her?
Not at the present moment, no, ma'am.
Okay. Do you understand that in setting support today, we will consider the fact that you have 2 other children that you pay child support for in Louisiana?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Okay. Now, as far as the protective order, to your knowledge, when was the protective order issued in this case?
So William said around June. It was around that time. I really don't have July, something like that.
Okay. Was it in 2020?
I have a copy, but I don't have it with me.
Okay. Was
Yes,
it in
ma'am.
2020, Mr. Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And that protective order, to your knowledge, did it include no communication with your daughter?
No, it did not include no communication with my daughter. It just included that I couldn't go to her nursery or something like that because I wanted to make sure that was exempt with the judge. I agreed to everything else.
Okay, but there is a protective order in place where you are not to contact Ms. Williams. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Williams and her other kids, her 2 other kids.
Okay, so you understand that at this time, the state is asking that family violence be placed in this case. You understand that, sir? A finding for family violence.
Family violence, yes, I understand. I don't know the litigation of that, but I mean, I understand that, you guys have to do what you got to do.
Okay. And when's the last time you seen your daughter, sir?
Me and, like I said, Ms. Williams, I split with Miss Williams in 2020 around pandemic, April, something like that. So it's been over I could say a year, ma'am.
Okay. And then the 2019 order, did you guys not agree that visitation would occur based on the parties' agreement? Is that correct?
No, we did not agree.
Okay. So in the 2019 order, was there some type of visitation that laid out first, third, and fifth weekends?
Yeah, it was pretty much like the weekends, every other month. You know, like we were going to share her for us, like with holidays and stuff like that.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. Okay, so Your Honor, I would just ask that since you took judicial notice of that prior order, on page 3 of 15 of that prior order, it does lay out the possession or an access order. And I just want the court to recognize it says it is ordered that the obligation to have possession and access of the child at all times mutually agreed to by the parties, okay? Does that sound like the language that you guys agreed to, Mr. Williams, in that 2019 order?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I just want to clarify that. And you're saying that you guys agreed personally to do every other weekend between the two of you?
Yes, ma'am, because she decided not to do child support because we had a conversation that, you know, we could make it work and we could, you know, reconcile and get back together. And between that time, we also said that I needed to see my daughter. We made an agreement at least every other weekend or some holidays and stuff like that. So my parents and my, you know, my aunt, her aunties and her cousins can see her.
Okay. And so if you can't contact her, how would the court make further rulings about how pickup and drop off should occur for visitation if you are not supposed to contact her?
That's a good question, ma'am. Only Miss Williams can answer that question because she has the stay away order pretty much. But I do love my daughter. I do miss her, and I do feel that she needs her father in her life, not just financially, you know?
Okay. And as far as court costs, who do you believe the court should order to pay court costs in this case, sir?
I think we should split it. I think we should share it.
Okay. Your Honor, I have nothing further for this witness. I do pass the witness.
Okay, and sir, now is your turn to tell me what it is that you're asking for.
Basically, I'm just asking to spend time with my daughter. I love her. I miss her. I haven't seen her in over a year. My mother, my grandmother, her grandmother's getting older. She's kind of ill right now, and everybody's asking about her. So I mean, I just don't want to be.
Who is ill? I'm sorry, I wasn't quite sure. Your mom?
My mother, yes, she has diabetes, and she's not doing too good. And she's been asking about her. Her aunties, she have 3 aunties that's been asking about her. A lot of nieces, nephews, cousins, and they miss her, you know. And they want to spend time with her. I don't have a problem with taking care of my daughter financially. I just feel like, you know, I should be obligated to be her father also, you know. And I want her to know that I'm in her life, and I know she misses me and wonder where I am.
Okay, so you don't have any objection to the support that they're asking for you to pay?
Well, I have a little bit of objection because, you know, seems like Miss Williams is getting more than my other daughter's moms. And the consideration is taken into place, I guess, with my 2 other daughters' mothers as far as the financial. But I would just like to look into it furthermore. That's why I was asking about obtaining a lawyer. That's all.
Okay. And do you have any objection to the $300 and something that's owed for the
medical?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Thank you, sir. Anything else you want to tell me?
That's pretty much it. I just miss my daughter, and I just need to see her. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And Mrs. Williams, can I ask you a couple of questions, please, ma'am? What is your suggestion on how we can appropriately conduct possession and access? Do you have a suggestion?
At the moment, no, because I'm still scared for my life, and I know at the moment, no.
Well, I
No.
have a question for you. What about if he designated someone else to pick up his daughter? Is there a person that you would feel comfortable with that could pick her up?
No. Well, I could probably ask my mom to meet one of his relatives
Yes, ma'am.
if that was to, if that agreement was to occur, maybe. But
Okay.
I don't feel safe for her being around him right now. It was a lot of domestic violence going on. I still don't feel safe for her. That's my whole pet peeve right now. I don't feel safe for her. Everything he says sound good, but he's a manipulative person, and I just don't feel comfortable at the moment.
And what if we had supervised visitation? Would you agree to
Okay,
that?
we can do that. Yes, we can do that. Yes,
Okay.
supervised. Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to ask the Attorney General's office, do we still have our SAFE program that we could get some possession and access?
We do have it via the Domestic Relations Office, Your Honor. My main concern here is that it was not pled for. The problem is the protective order has since happened since the first order. There was no visitation laid out. It was just based on a mutual agreement. So my main issue here is if we do order the DRO, it's not specifically pled for in this case, Your Honor. It's just to address that if he does want to see his daughter, there is a protective order in place. So the state is concerned about how to facilitate that.
Mm-hmm.
Judge, can I say something, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Pertaining to Ms. Williams, with her defense of why she's saying that I shouldn't see my daughter, me and Ms. Williams got back together. We reconciled and got back together. And I split up with Ms. Williams because of a few issues I had with her and her kids. So
No,
we
I
wound
left
up
you.
getting,
No,
can I speak
I
for a
left.
second, ma'am?
No, because
Okay.
you're telling the tale again.
That's okay,
No,
Ms. Williams. Let him just
Yeah.
finish, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
So we reconciled and we got back together. And like Ms. Williams said, we did have a lot of arguments and things like that. But I've moved on. It's been over a year. I've seen Ms. Williams. I haven't even spoken to her because we have been at the same outing. So I haven't even contacted her, been around as far as
I have
trying
never
to get
seen
in
you.
touch with her, Your Honor, or anything like that. My whole purpose is me being a father. I'm trying to be in my daughter's life, and that's it. Me and Miss Williams is done. I have no issues with Miss Williams or her kids or her family at all. I have moved on, and I just want to be a father in my daughter's life. She needs her father in her life. A daughter needs her father just like she needs her mother, and she have aunties and grandmothers and everybody that's asking about her, that want to see her and be involved in her life. And it could also benefit her with them being in her life also. They are very financial capable of helping me help her. So that's all I'm saying. I have no issues with Miss Williams at all. It's been over a year, Your Honor. I'm done. I'm healed. I'm in a better place, and I hope she is. I just want to be in my daughter's life. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, sir. Unfortunately, because there was nothing in the petition with regard to the possession and access, I can't grant any relief on that without
Yes.
the parties agreeing. So I can't do that at this time, but you can always file future petitions to work on that issue. However, the court does find that there has been a material and substantial change since the court's last order. The court additionally finds that domestic violence has occurred, and all relief requested by the state is hereby granted as a final judgment per your proposed order. And I'm going to assume you're going to give the parties a copy of the order to look at.
Yes, Your Honor. I would just like to put on the record that based on Mr. Williams' income at $25.87 an hour, the gross was $4,484.13. Giving him credit for two other children, the net resources comes to $3,603.97. The percentage applied in this case would be 16%. The child support actually came to $577 per month beginning July 1st of 2021. The recommended cash medical in this case would be $135. And then the recommended MSPP2 or medical support obligation to catch up on his arrears is $25. All those would begin July 1st of 2021.
Yes, ma'am, and that is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm going to allow her to give y'all a copy of the order to review. Make sure that you read it and understand it because you're required to pay starting July 1st, sir. And I wish both of y'all the best of luck. Y'all
Thank
take
you,
care.
Your Honor.